Guys, my name is Abdul Karim and welcome to my YouTube channel where I'll be taking you guys on an educative cruise to the world of cloud computing. Mind you, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. Thank you. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. And like I said earlier, I will be taking you guys on a cruise to the world of cloud computing, which will be taking us to today's topic, which is creating a virtual machine on our hypervisor, which is also known as the Hyper-V. First thing is, what is an hypervisor? A hypervisor, also known as virtual machine monitor, is a software, firmware, or hardware that creates and runs virtual machines. We have two types of hypervisors, which is the type 1 and the type 2. The type 1, this run directly on the host hardware to control and manage guest operating system. Example includes VMware, Microsoft Hyper-V, and Zen. What I mean by the host hardware, that's your physical computer, that's your physical, the laptop you are using or computer you're using. The type 2, this runs on conventional operating system, just like other software application. Example includes VMware Workstation and Oracle VirtualBox. The functionality of hypervisor. A hypervisor allows multiple VMs to share the physical hardware resources of a single host machine. Each VM can run its own operating system and application independently. It allows resources such as CPU, memory, and storage to each VM as needed, ensuring efficient use of underlying hardware. To be able to run the hypervisor on our host machine, we have to make sure it meets some required details. One includes making sure we have the required Windows. That is, for you to be able to use an Hyper-V, you need a compatible version of Windows, such as Windows 10 Pro, Windows 11 Pro, or the Windows Server editions. Mind you, the Hyper-V does not support the Windows Home Edition, so you cannot use the Hyper-V on a Windows Home Edition. You have to make sure you have the Windows 10 Pro, the 11 Pro, the Enterprise, and so on and so forth. So the next thing you have to ensure is that you should make sure your host computer supports the hardware virtualization. That means your host machine, the laptop must support hardware virtualization. To be able to ensure that, to know that, is just click on the search button in your Windows, then search for taskbar. Okay, you can see we already have it here. Click on the taskbar, then make it bigger. So click on performance, then you can see the CPU. Check down here, you can see we already have the virtualization enabled. So you can see that we already have that one enabled. The third thing you have to make sure is that you should make sure you enable your Hyper-V. To make sure you enable your hypervisor on your host machine. To do that, click on the search button on Windows, then search for turn on Windows features. You can see we already have it here. Then we already have it here. Then all you just have to do is just scroll down. You can see we already have the Hyper-V turned on my laptop. If yours is not turned on, you just have to turn yours. So you have to turn it on so your host machine will be able to use the hypervisor. Now since we're done with that, the fourth stuff we have to do is make sure our host machine have at least 4 GB RAM. That's if you just want to run a virtual machine on your host computer. But if you want to run multiple virtual machines, you have to make sure you have at least 8 GB RAM to be able to run multiple VMs simultaneously on your host machine. The fifth is ensure you have sufficient disk space to store the virtual machine and the associated files. That means you have to make sure you have a lot of space to be able to store the virtual machines and the files that comes with it. The sixth one is proper network setup is necessary for your VM, because your VM needs to communicate with each other. For you to be able to communicate to each other, you have to make sure you have a good network communication. So now that we know a little bit about the Hyper-V, now the next thing we have to do is to bring on the Hyper-V. So you just have to search for Hyper-V. So you can just open it. Then, so the next thing you have to do before creating our virtual machine, is creating a virtual switch. A virtual switch is a software-based network switch that allows virtual machines to communicate with each other and with external network. We have three types of virtual switch, which is the external virtual switch, the internal virtual switch, and the private virtual switch. The external virtual switch allows us connection to the internet. The internal virtual switch allows communication between VM on the same host machine, and the private virtual switch enables communication only between VMs on the same host machine with no connectivity. That means there is no connection to the internet. So now that we know a little bit about what the virtual switch is about, so the next thing we are going to be doing is creating the virtual switch. What we just have to do is click on the virtual switch manager. Then you can see I'll be creating the external virtual switch because I want this virtual machine to be able to connect to the internet. Then I'll click on create. Then I'll be giving it a name. I'm giving our virtual switch a name, which is going to be, maybe it's going to be, let me just say ghost virtual switch. Ghost virtual switch. Okay. I know it's a weird name, but it's cool. That virtual switch. Okay, the next thing is you can see we already have the external, then the external network. You can see I have both, since my laptop, my host machine is connected to both the LAN cable and is connected to a Wi-Fi. That's my router. So I'll just pick I'll be using the LAN cable. So I'll be picking the internet connection. So I'll just click on apply, then click on yes. It's loading. Applying the changes. Okay, then it's done. So we just click on OK. So now that we have our virtual switch created already, so the next thing we'll be doing is going straight to the business, which is creating our virtual machine. Then I'll click on new option, and click on virtual machine. So click on next. So I'll be giving it the virtual machine name, which is going to be Abdul's virtual machine. Abdul's VM. Just give it that. So the next thing is where you want to store the virtual machine. Then I'll just click on store the virtual machine. Before this, I already clicked it. Make sure you click the folder where you want your virtual machine to be stored. Then I'll click on browse. Let me look for the folder I created. I'll click on desktop. So I'll be saving the virtual machine here on this folder. That's the Hyper-V folder which I created. So I'll click on select folder. Then you can see it's already there. Then click on next. So the generation 1, if you are using a 32-bit laptop or 64-bit, you can use it. If you are using a if you are using Windows 2007, you can use the generation 1. But since I'm using a Windows 11 Pro, I'll be using the generation 2. It's much faster. Then I'll click on next. Then the space you want to give it, I'll give it 1 gig RAM, and I'll be leaving it in using dynamic memory. When you use dynamic memory, that's you are giving. So anytime your virtual machine needs more RAM, to be taking it out itself instead of you going back to go and be giving it more memory. So I'll be using the dynamic memory for the virtual machine. So anytime it needs more memory it will go to pick what it needs for the virtual machine. Then I'll click on next. So now this is where we connect our virtual switch. I'll be using the closed virtual switch. Then I'll click on next. So the space I want to give it, I'll be giving it the space I want to allocate to this laptop. I'll give to the virtual machine. I'll be giving it maybe 20 gig. Depends. If you have more space, you can allocate more if you want to. But this is what I want to give into it. You also have an external hard disk that you want to add to it. You can do that. You can just toggle this on. But this is what I'll be using. Then you can just click on next. Then the operating system you want to use. Then I'll just click on install an operating system from bootable page. So I'll just click on this. Then I'll click on browse. I already downloaded the Windows 10. I'll be using the Windows 10 64-bit. So I'll click on this. Then click on open. Then click on next. So you can see these are the review. You can review if you want to review anything you want. If you make a mistake, you can click on previous. But since I didn't make any, I'll just click on finish. So it's loading, it's creating the virtual machine. So you can see we already have the virtual machine here. So the next thing we'll be doing now is just click on start. You can go to the right here, click on start. You can see the virtual machine is booting. It's running. So I'll just double tap on this to bring up the virtual machine. You can see it's coming up. So I'll just click on action and do this. Click on any, just press any button. You can see it's loading. Let me make it much bigger. It's loading. So let's just be patient a bit. So the language you want, you can choose the language you want. I'll be going with English, and I'll just click on next. Then click on install now. Still loading. It's installing. Just be patient. It takes time. Okay. So since I don't have, it's asking if I have a product key. Since I don't have one, I'll just click on I don't have a product key. So you have to choose the one you want. I'll be using Windows 10 Pro. Then click on next. Okay. So you have to read this. You have to read this so in case you want to click another number for next time. So I'll just scroll down. Just click on accept. I'm already used to this. So I'll just click on accept and click on next. So I'll be just using the custom settings. If you want, I'll be using the custom settings. Since it's just a demo, I'll be using the custom settings. Then this is the space you gave to the virtual machine. I'll click on next 2 again. So now it's loading. It's creating the virtual machine. So just be patient a bit. Okay, you're almost there. You can see you're almost there. It's finishing up already. So let's be a little bit patient. It should be done in a minute or two. Okay, almost there. Okay. If you're starting the Windows, let's just click on restart now. Let's click on restart now. So this will load the Windows back again. Let's just make this smaller. Okay. You can see still to be patient. Okay, it's coming up. Now you have to pick the language you want. I'll just click on yes. I'll click on yes. So let's wait for a moment again. Okay, so keyboard layout should be US. Okay, let's click on yes. Okay, now the keyboard layout will be here. Okay, yes. Just wait a moment. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, now all you have to set up your account. You just want it to be a personal account. Okay, starting up. Okay, now put in our security key. So the name for the thing I'm just giving it Abdul VM, the former name I used. VM. Okay, next. The password given next. Mistake. Okay, then next. Confirm the password again. Okay, the security question. Let's choose one. What should I choose? The first pet name. The first school I attended. Let's choose command. Okay, so that should be next. The second security questions. These questions are for security reasons. So in case you lost your account and you want to log in, so you'll be able to be sure it's yours. So let me say my nickname, childhood nickname. Let's say next. Okay, next. Then next again. The third security question should just be city you were born. I was born in Lagos. Okay. So next. 15. Going with me for 2. Okay, then now next is just to accept. Let me just say not now. Here. Okay, now see. Okay. It's coming up. So we just have to input our password. Okay. Welcome. Yes. So you can see we have our internet available already. Since I'm using a LAN cable, it's connected already. You can see our internet network is connected. So let's test it. So I'll just open my Microsoft page to see if it's working. You can see it's coming up. Let's just toggle our this things are Microsoft editing. So you can see let's just search for something. Accept. Okay, let's just search for something. Let's just see what is an armature. See, you can see we are done creating our VM, and it's also connected to the internet. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. So thank you so much. So check on our channel for more videos. Thank you so much. You have a nice day. Bye.